Hi BookTube, I'm here with a rather short video. I don't have the books to show you because I've gotten rid of them. These are the 3 worst books that I've read in 2015. I think it's important to also not just talk about the best books, but also talk about the worst books. It really engages your critical thinking to kind of assess these things and, you know, share them. So without further ado, the 3 worst books I read in 2015. Number 1 is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. I saw the hype around this book. I looked it up. It's by a Canadian author. It seemed like my kind of theme, kind of a science fiction-y dystopian world, you know, and talking about literature and trying to save it and what makes us human in a world, you know, after the world kind of ends. And what really disappointed me was I kind of felt the story was not as engaging as it could have been. I think the characters were just vessels for plot, and I didn't really like the writing style, so that's why I didn't enjoy Station 11. Number 2 is Rue by Kim Thuy. This was a selection for Canada Reads this year. It actually won Canada Reads. I can see why, but for me, I think it didn't really work. I kind of described it in my review as if someone was writing journal entries that kind of spanned from being a child in Thailand, not Thailand, sorry, Vietnam, becoming a refugee, coming to Canada, and then kind of the story of the people who were left behind in Vietnam. It was as if they collected that journal and then dropped it on the floor and it all came loose. It was all loose leaf and they kind of picked it up and put it in any order. You know, I felt like it was trying too hard in parts to be beautiful prose, and I don't like it when people try too hard, when authors try too hard to have beautiful writing, and I really felt that's what happened in Rue, and I kind of felt the concept of this jumping all over the place kind of didn't really work for the story. Yeah, and the last book that I felt was one of the worst books of 2015 is Intolerable, A Memoir of Extremes by Kamal Al-Salali. This is the story, it's a memoir, it's a true story of a man who grew up during the Islamic Revolution and decided to flee because he felt he was going to be prosecuted for being gay. I felt the book was very superficial and that Kamal Al-Salali was very selfish and self-centered, because he kind of talked about the idea of being persecuted but never actually showed persecution. Now, I know it was happening, but it felt like he was trying to say, you know, this bad stuff happened to other people, but, you know, it could have happened to me. And I thought it was very kind of superficially told. And he left his family behind. It was just kind of like, good riddance, you know, like, I love you, but I've got to go and live my life and go, you know, ignore you guys. And I was just he was like, dude, like, this doesn't show you in a good light. Why, you know, why did you even bother writing this, is what I felt at the end of that book. So those are my worst books of 2015. Sorry, but they are. Let me know what the worst book you've read in 2015 is. Let's engage in some critical thinking. And thank you for watching.